Curtis Selby's time, breaking down the stories every view will unwind. From left to right we'll see the light. It's balance we're chasing, no fighters fight. Curtis Selby talking straight, let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Selby's here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The combos you need. The combos you need. Fades out with the cheerful whistle and guitar riff. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The convo's unique. Curtis Selby talking it straight, let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Selby's here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The combos you need. The combos you need. The combos you need.
Greetings, demented sleuths everywhere. It is I, Curtis Selby. Sadly, not Sherlock Holmes or Benedict Cumberbatch. It is I, Curtis Selby, your tired midnight blogger, who blogs in this case at 6:33 p.m. I don't know that I have a single topic. There's several things I want to talk about. I'm honestly hoping to get through most of it within about an hour. I'd like to keep this one short. Hold on though, I got to do something here. I can do it. There she is. There she is. There's Cassie in all my books. Okay, enough of that. Let's see who we got in the chat. There's this jerk. He owes me money. He's also trying to see if this Rumble thing is working. So if anybody's out there, let me know if that crazy thing is working. I think it is. I think it is. It looks like it is on my end. We shall see. Bonnie Cleary, faithful bird woman of YouTube. One of the great wrenches. Hold on here. She's the best doggy. I'm not Connie, I mean Cassie, my overpaid assistant. She didn't come up with any better topics for me today. She said she wants more treats. She wants more treats and she cannot lie. This thing, by the way, is just the cord. I haven't figured out how to get this camera hung up to the top where it needs to be. I used to have a thing that kept it on the top of the monitor. Sadly, it has disappeared. But I did find my DVD player the other day. Now I just need to find the cord. Alrighty. I'm not going to share the thing that I quoted, but I said a crazy quote about the movie from Connie Cleary's Community last night. It was fun. Great group of people there. and she shares some really fun movies. But Connie Cleary's going to be in listening mode until she gets home and laughed at my jokes. So I told her, all good, try safe. And then we have Gorilla Censored Thoughts. Kaplaw! He's listening in the shower. Good thing I ate more than an hour ago. Hi all to Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips and hey, John Ponderero. I'm glad that you had a good day the other day, yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now my doggie, she is here to stay. Oh, I love her, she is so good. Doggy dog. I scratch her back and she goes whining at me. There's a doggy hanging over me, and all because of Cassie Love. Okay. Now she's wagging her tail. She waits till I turn off the camera to start wagging her tail. The Real Wade's saying hello. Everybody saying hello. And greetings from Sashi, the man from the future. One of these days I shall deduce the winning lottery ticket from thee. John Ponderero, hey gorillas, I've been hitting your videos hard on a few devices since yesterday. Hope you got your hours. I too have left my video watching while I was at work. At home, my computer was playing Gorilla's Censored Thoughts. I think I got through 3 or 4 of his streams while I was at work. Gorillas has been censored. He thinks this is a new record. It could be. We're only 7 minutes and 32 seconds in. Fletcher Williams. I know that you've. I've got to get caught up on your streams. This gentleman makes some wonderful streams. Shares news about the Christian community and all kinds of stuff. Please check him out. While you're at it, check out Gorilla's Censored Thoughts. He's not happy with YouTube. I'm not very happy with him either. And I'll break his something. We shall see. Fletcher says, smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And doggy. Oh, I'll break his legs for you. See, YouTube doesn't get that that's a joke. I get that that's a joke. YouTube doesn't get it. Sashi, apparently the Malaysian Prime Minister is having beef with Bill O'Reilly. John Ponderero, I'm a recliner. Okay, I'm going to stop the music because it's starting to hurt my head. And I'm going to begin the thing. So many topics, so little time, or as I entitled it on Rumble. Like I say, if anyone would like to go there and make sure that it's working over there. JD Vance, what did you do? I made the prediction, and I guess I need. This is why I don't make predictions, because it failed. But I made the prediction that the Dems would come out and blame JD Vance for the death of the Pope. While that did not happen, a great number of memes came out jokingly saying that this was the case. I hope that this will not, for those of you who are Catholic, and I know probably half of you are, a third of you are, no, about half of you are, please don't take offense. I just think it is a funny thing here. Babylon Bee, which we all know is a serious news organization, comes out with an article. The Dalai Lama quietly cancels scheduled meeting with JD Vance. I really thought about using this picture over here as the picture for the stream, but I decided it'd be a little too on the nose. So we have a report from Dharamshala. I'm sure they're making all this up. After the sad news broke that Pope Francis had passed away just hours after meeting the U.S. Vice President, the Dalai Lama quietly canceled a scheduled meeting with JD Vance. Though the Dalai Lama's representative said publicly that the timing of the cancellation was just a coincidence, sources close to the religious leader privately disclosed that the revered Tibetan Buddhist figure simply did not want to be unalived. His Holiness the Dalai Lama realized he was double booked, said a spokesmonk. He was looking forward to meeting Vice President Vance and hopes to do so someday. But he forgot that he was supposed to go to that one place and meet someone and talk about something. It's important. It has nothing to do with today's unfortunate news about Pope Francis. Vice President Vance's office confirmed the cancellation and expressed optimism that the meeting could be rescheduled. The Dalai Lama's representatives said they would totally get back to them. Oh, yeah, definitely, the spokesman continued. His Holiness the Dalai Lama will absolutely meet him at some point and is in no way fearing for his life. That would be silly. I mean, it's not as if it freaked us all out. The Pope passed away just hours after meeting him. That didn't even enter our minds. It's just a scheduling conflict. His Holiness just needs to wash his hair that day. Here's hoping they can eventually meet after His Holiness has lived for many, many more years. Please don't tell Vice President Vance where we are. Thank you. At publishing time, President Trump had made an urgent request to have Vice President Vance meet with Nancy Pelosi as soon as possible. Elon Musk recently disguised the IRS building as a Tesla dealership in a brilliant new plan. Okay, that was actually something else. So there it is, the top hot news topic of the day. Though nobody seriously accused Vance, people did come out and make a lot of jokes about it. Now let's see how the audience has taken my jokes. Let's see, you horrible person. This is not funny. Oh, yes. John Ponterera says Babylon B has been on fire. Now, great. Now YouTube's going to think that I have set their studio on fire. Thanks. O'Reilly doubles down. Malaysians barely eating, can't afford Chinese takeaway or a little hat. Okay, let's look at that. Do-ba-do-boo-boo-doo-doo. Scoop my news. Scoop, boom, 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 boom. No. Hey, that's a wonderful picture of Bill O'Reilly. I don't know that I like this. Okay, the music stopped. My fears are spared. I am scared. All right, so here we go. Sashi has shared with us. American commentator, because he is not a superior tater, he's a commentator. Bill O'Reilly defends his claims about Malaysia in a social media video, doubling down on inaccurate remarks about income levels and daily life in Kuala Lumpur, which is just fun to say. No offense meant, Sashi. It's just fun to say. Sometimes I just kind of sit there and go, Kuala Lumpur, Kuala Lumpur, it's got a koala in it. Stop with the noise. Stop. Okay. O'Reilly doubles down. Malaysians barely eating, can't afford Chinese takeaway or little hat. The American pundit cites false income data after Anwar slams comments as ignorant and colonialist. American political commentator Bill O'Reilly has doubled down. We already read that. Malaysia is mad at me. This is an unbelievable story, he began in the video posted on social media, referencing recent backlash over his earlier criticism of Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit to Southeast Asia. Wow, colonialist. Okay, I have to break it to the prime minister. I do, but the household per capita income in Malaysia is in US dollars, $5,731 a year. Holy crap. By comparison, the US household income per capita is $42,220. That would be about 8 times as much. So if you want to buy a little hat and you're only making $5,000 a year, you're not going to buy it, okay? You're not getting Chinese takeout either in Kuala Lumpur. You're barely eating. O'Reilly added, so Prime Minister, I wish you the best. I've been to Malaysia. It's beautiful, but complicated, but beautiful. All right. Former U.S. President Barack Obama, he was partially raised there. We want you to succeed, but this colonialist truth told the truth. China is not going to be able to sell itself in your country. However, several of O'Reilly's claims are factually inaccurate. According to World Bank data, Malaysia's GDP per capita in 2023 stood at approximately $11,379. When adjusted for purchasing power parity, a more accurate measure of living standards, it was around $36,416, placing Malaysia among the upper middle income nations. Additionally, Obama spent part of his childhood not in Malaysia, but in neighboring Indonesia. Yeah, Malaysia, Indonesia, potato, potato. He moved to Jakarta in 1967 at the age of 6 and lived there until he was 10, an experience he is often cited as formative in shaping his worldview. The noise is really getting on my nerves. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim had earlier lambasted O'Reilly's remarks as both arrogant and ignorant. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Clearly has no understanding whatsoever of Asian, or the latest developments here. The Prime Minister was responding to O'Reilly's earlier viral video in which he ridiculed Xi Jinping's recent state visits to Malaysia, Vietnam, and Cambodia, claiming the three nations were too poor to support China's trade ambitions. Hey, President Xi, let me just break it to you. Those folks have no money at all. The Malays aren't going to buy your stuff. Xi began his official visit to Malaysia on April 15 at the invitation of Yang di Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim. The visit marks his second to the country following his 2013 trip that elevated bilateral relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Malaysia and China established diplomatic ties on May 31st of 1974 when I was just a wee lad of 2. In 2024, bilateral trade between the two countries reached 484.12 billion RM, whatever that means, accounting for 16.8% of Malaysia's total global trade value of 2.88 trillion RM. I'm assuming that's the Malaysian money. I am sadly ignorant. I should know, but I don't know what their currency is. Anwar further described O'Reilly's comments as indicative of a mindset still entrenched in colonial attitudes. This is what we refer to as the social sciences as a trapped way of thinking, still burdened by imperialism and colonialism. Kind of a cool article, but the noise in the background really got on my nerves. All right. What are people saying? Holy cow, a lot of chat's been happening while I've been reading. Connie Cleary says, hola and hugs to Fletcher Williams and hello, Real Wade Nation. Sashi says Kuala Lumpur means Bud Estuary in the local language. It has nothing to do with koalas. You weren't colonized by the Australians. Man, my whole understanding of history has just been blown. Connie Cleary, dope! Sci-Fi Sith Dan, hello there, and hail and well met to Sci-Fi Sith Dan. Hello, hello, hello. And Sashi says, if anyone wants to donate to me so I can buy a hat, I would be happy to accept. Hey, you got a wrench? Put your whatever in the link there, and maybe we can get somebody to buy you a hat. But then don't let your version of the IRS find out that you have money to buy a hat. So there's the non-serious topic. I will now dive into a more serious topic. I was talking to my friend, Whiskey Flats. He wanted me to do a talk about a couple of things. I don't know if I'm going to do them justice, but I shall endeavor to persevere. So let us begin to share something that he made me aware of just recently. I believe I had heard this term before, but I hadn't really put much thought into it. The Daily Dot, because I just couldn't bring myself to look at too many partisan hacks on this one, either on my side or the other side. Leaving civility behind. Lefties push hashtag dark woke to counter MAGA. Quote being just being racist and ableist against conservatives. This was posted January the 30th by a Catherine Huggins. She declined to give me any hugs, and I believe I'm getting a restraining order since I suggested it. Nice little smoky thing, woke. Maybe I should save that. You know, that image would make a great whatchamacallit. I wonder if it'll let me do it. Dark woke, whatever, .jpg. That may make a really cool thumbnail or something I can edit to make into a thumbnail. A new trend is popping up in some left-wing corners online, where critics of President Donald Trump are embracing things generally considered offensive or politically incorrect to go scorched earth on Republicans. It's called dark woke. What is thy bidding, my master? You shall go dark woke, and you shall persuade Democrats to make complete fools of themselves. Excellent plan, my master. Anyway, it's called dark woke. It's a nod to the dark Brandon trend, which fans of former President Joe Biden coined in response to the right's "Let's Go Brandon" digs. I would like to buy some Let's Go Brandon digs. I think they'd look good on me. On X, proponents of the trend have leaned into it to crack jokes about deporting undocumented Trump supporters and being okay with using slurs as long as it's targeting a right-winger. Me calling ICE on my Mexican neighbor's illegal grandmother because they voted for Trump. Hashtag dark woke. Reads one such post. See, right here. Look at that. It's funny. You know, it's funny. It is funny. It's, you know, still irritating because it's on the opposite side, but it is funny. We're building a movement. One viral post that has racked up nearly 2 million views states, along with images calling for Elon Musk and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, I cannot even repeat that word, to have sexual intercourse without permission. That is not cool. I mean, if I can't even repeat it on YouTube, then that's not cool. But they get away with it. Hashtag dark woke, another poster quipped of that post. Other fans of the trend were quick to defend a TikTok creator who came under fire from right-wingers after posting a video mocking RFK Jr.'s spasmodic dysphonia, a neurological condition that causes his vocal cords to spasm involuntarily. Based and hilarious, hashtag dark woke, one commentator replied to criticism of the video. And I'm not going to look it up. The growing but still fringe, movement is partly ironic, though many are serious about the need for new no apologies messaging from Democrats. Since when did they ever apologize to us, anyway? Dark woke is the way forward. No more of this namby-pamby language policing that nobody likes, one ex-user said in response to an article about an ex-Biden supporter who wanted the freedom to say the F word and R word. When someone says a slur to you, the response shouldn't be, "Well, you can't say that." Your response should be, "Call them a slur right back," the user added. One, I do prefer that to what they actually did, which was to just simply censor us. Anyway, the enemy doesn't care about your emotions. Well, they didn't care about ours. So, again, potato, potato. The enemy doesn't care about your emotions, so why should you look out for theirs? Yeah, they really looked out for our emotions these last few elections. You know, we were called garbage. We were called deplorables. It was said that we should go to concentration camps. And then when we got offended about it, we were told we were snowflakes and panderers from people who said they were friends. Bad people should be ridiculed and told to unalive themselves, argued one of the trend's supporters. Another person argued that some on the right lost the privilege of politeness. Dark woke is when someone is really evil. Because remember, you are really evil. They lose the privileges of PC, such as RFK's speech impediment, he wrote. Yep. If anyone should lose the right to politeness, it's RFK. You know, trying to protect your children. What a rat bastard. And YouTube will probably ding me for that. You should never make fun of someone for SMTH out of their control, but when you are a zany, willing to unalive kids, and also sound like that, you won't catch me on the high road. And don't worry, whoever said this, I'm pretty sure we never did catch you on the high road. Hashtag dark woke is funny as heck. And don't get me wrong, some of this is. But remember, it should be the act of leaving civility politics behind. Not just straight up being a bigot for the greater good or whatever, argued someone else. I think I've already documented it on this channel. They left it behind some time ago. But far from everyone on the left is on board with the trend. Thank God. Dark woke is just being racist and ableist against conservatives, criticized one user. The last bastion for liberalism has been to revel in the pain and suffering that their opposition will inflict on the most vulnerable amongst us, blasted another person. And I guess that is it. What do you think? What do you know about dark woke and all that it implies? Let's see what we got in the chat. Sashi, no, we were colonized by the Brits. They ran away when the Japs came, so the Australian troops helped us to slow the Japanese. We are cool with the Aussie troops. They had no koala with them, though. Doggone it, those Aussies. They could have at least left you some koalas. Fletcher Williams, hashtag woke and smoke. Sashi, by the way, Curtis Selby, have you seen the video by Shoe on Head Video on USAID? I have not. I may just have to look that up. Let me check out, first of all, what does Gorilla Censor Thoughts say? Yes, we can't say the word. We won't get monetized, or worse, we'll get censored. So unwanted surprise sex. We have to euphemize it. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's not. I'm trying to make sure that I end this in time for whatever stream you're about to do, Gorillas. and also whatever the Nether's Thursday things. I want people to be able to go to either stream. So there. Unwanted surprise sex. Yeah, that's probably as close as we're going to get. I'm going to first share a little bit of something. I don't think I've shared much of this person's stuff before, but I thought that it would maybe help with the topic. This is Charlie Kirk. If you're a left-winger, you probably hate, loathe, and despise him. But I think that he gives a pretty good logical stake on what a lot of us on the right or who have been pushed into the right think. Let's see what he has to say. I've not even watched this, so if he ends up just saying something about, gorillas, he deserves to be censored. Well, it's my bad. I should have previewed it. Hopefully also the YouTube will let me play the green machine. Let me know if this sound comes out.
Of the Democrat Party and where they are going to go from here. The Democrats are thinking about embracing this new thing called dark woke, kind of like dark Brandon. Where they want to try to double and triple down on their most radical left-wing policies, going even more to the left. Now, I will be honest with you guys. If we do not pass this massive tax bill, if we do not cut spending, and if we do not fulfill promises on deportations, there will be a fair amount of anxiety out there, and we could have base decay. I'll be very honest with you. Some people are starting to get a little bit antsy. A little bit, just not a lot. I see it in the grassroots. I can feel it. They say, Charlie, where are all the deportations? And the answer, honestly, is they've been enjoined by the courts. That is the honest answer. The courts have largely enjoined our capacity and our ability to do mass deportations.
Okay, so he's talking about how the courts are tying our hands. He's saying that that's legitimate, but what I wish he had said, what I'm going to say in lieu of what I wish he had said was, doubling down on these policies worked so well in the last election, so let's triple or quadruple down. This is what we call insanity. It's what you call doing what didn't work before and expecting it to work now. However, we also know that people do have an incredible capacity for stupidity. So maybe people will start to listen to MSNBC again. Maybe people will go back to listening to CNN. Maybe people will forget that they lied and just forget the last 4 or 5, however many years. I will not, but, feel free. Delusion is kind of a fun place to be sometimes. He's got 3 of my favorite people here. Fight oligarchy, which is ironic since they are the oligarchs. Anyway, let's see what else Mr. Judge Kirk, Admiral Kirk. Let's see what he has to say.
And we need a lot more money for Border Patrol and ICE, and we're going to get that. One of the reasons why we are doing the campus tour.
Democrats are trying out a whole new attitude. It's provocative because they were never provocative before. Edgy. They were never edgy before. They were threatening. They were insulting. They were condescending. But I guess, maybe adding edgy and perilously towing the line, not being too offensive. I thought they were too offensive before. So if they're more offensive, the one thing that they at least used to be able to say was, well, at least we're not as offensive as Trump. And then they got to be as offensive as Trump. And then they outdid him. And now they're trying to outdo themselves. Okay. All right.
We're as ambitiously as we are. is we know that the campaign really has never ended. These people think that they can now end MAGA, even though that MAGA won the election. And so now we are in the trenches. This is all out political warfare is what this is. Dark woke. Democrats are trying out a new attitude. It's provocative, edgy, and perilously towing the line of not being too offensive. I'll tell you right now how you beat dark woke. You beat dark woke by making them answer very simple questions about the most radical trans, social, parental, and education and immigration issues. The economic stuff is also changing right now. You break dark woke by asking them, what is a woman? Should men be able to be in female sports? Should men be able to go into female locker rooms? Nothing.
I've always thought we should be able to go into female locker rooms. I don't know why the police kept arresting me for it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Sashi's sharing the link. I will look that up as soon as Charlie Kirk gives his say. Gorillas is going to be simulcasting off of Larry's. He's doing Top Secret. Oh my gosh, I love Top Secret. There's the link. It's almost a 30-minute video. Kirk needs to go up against someone named Khan. That would be perfect. Well, if memory serves, there was somebody in politics or the media named Khan. I can't remember. Maybe I just wanted there to be somebody named Khan.
Nothing has changed except this is trashy woke is what this is. So they say it's woke.
I like my women just a little on the trashy side.
Woke, except it's nasty and hostile to people who disagree with it. Oh, so you're going to win over more people but being nastier and more hostile. Here's why they're doing this. They think, actually, you know what? This I finally clicked for me. Blake is going to love this. In Republican politics, there is a belief that you can act like a mini Trump when you run for governor, or you can act as a mini Trump when you run for the Senate. The laws of Trump do not apply to other candidates, period. They think that because Trump is a little bit blunt and that our movement has become very truth-telling, that they need to be like Trump. Let me tell you guys, the laws of Trump do not apply to you.
You got to understand there's only one Trump. Only one Trump can be Trump. I'm the most Trump that has ever been. Nobody can be as Trump as I am. There's people over in China. They don't understand. They will never have anything as Trump as me. And we're going to do tariffs that are going to make them cower in Chinese fear.
If you think that being dark woke and being nasty to those who disagree with it, so now you're going to be acting more like Trump because that's what you think Trump is. And by the way, woke wasn't trashy before. What has changed exactly? And remember, this is why young people are becoming so conservative, because they are closest to the woke nexus. They are closest to the woke life force. They are on college campuses. They're the ones that are getting criticized and penalized for pronoun police. So it is now the ascendant dark woke. I guess woke emboldens their base. If they want to keep on going on this term, so be it. Can they tell us what a woman is? Can they tell us if a man should be able to go in a female locker room? They can't answer those questions. They can. They will lose, and they will lose again.
All right. He at least sounds like he's very confident. I don't know that I'm as confident as that, but yeah, let me just put it this way. If my liberal friends can understand this, I was chased away because of a small amount of rudeness. Do you think massive amounts of rudeness will now bring me back into the fold? I don't think that's going to work. Okay, let's see what Sashi has. He has left a link. No, I don't want to remove him. I want to click on his link. Jeez. YouTube. Ooh. What Trump really destroyed the dark truth behind USAID. And I take it that you have it bookmarked, either that or I've watched part of it already. I don't know which. Let us see. Sashi says there's people in Malaysia that can't buy hats. Sad. It's sad. So sad. It's a sad, sad situation. And it's getting more absurd. What Trump really destroyed? The dark truth behind USAID. I'm just going to start where it's at and see what they say. Maybe I'll do it with the sound on, though. There are some movies you want to watch with the sound off, but I digress.
Combating disinformation in Kazakhstan, promoting inclusion in Vietnam, millions to an Armenian LGBT group, millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem, millions for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans, millions for LGBT activism in Uganda, millions for atheism in Nepal.
I take it back. Atheism in Nepal? I'm all for it. Bring it back. Sorry.
Millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. And many other things that were so ridiculous I had to double check to make sure I wasn't being trolled. Taxpayer-funded sex changes in Guatemala? We don't even do that here. Now, you might be saying,
but why wouldn't we fund sex changes in Guatemala? I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anything clever. Wow. She's got nice eyes. I got to give her that. I'm going to skip ahead. Let's see what this soundbite has to say.
To foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades. The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke things. No, there's way more than that. You see, it's current year and we can't just do old-fashioned imperialism anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly, USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask of aid. Shut up, Shu! You dumb bimbo populist! You reactionary shitlord! You cry, tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts! Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale on the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I love the American people. But if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts, you are a sweet, innocent angel, and you need to be protected at all costs. I especially...
the way Whiskey Flats would put it, bless your heart. Wow, this is great, Sashi. This makes me want to live again. Look, in my pocket are Zuzu's pedals. Zuzu's pedals. Isn't it wonderful? I'm going to jail.
Side-eye any leftist who has the nerve to run defense for USAID, especially those who call themselves socialists or commies, considering the fact that USAID was basically originally created to destroy communist countries all around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961, he told its directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you. It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers. But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques, a euphemism for torture. The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles.
Oh, man, no, we should have kept USAID. This is exactly what we want. We want Americans going around the world. I'm not even going to say it. YouTube will ding me. They're probably going to ding me for everything I've done and said on here. Oh, wow. By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan, here on Gilligan's Isle, was candid enough to describe the agency as nothing more than a graduate school for the CIA. At one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people. He said it was pretty well known in the agency who they were and what they were up to. The idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas: government, volunteer, religious, every kind. Every kind. Every kind.
Every kind. USAID was quickly nicknamed the CIA's little sister. Oh, and here is John.
Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you give away your aid to those on the brigade of the U. I forget it. I'll have to work on it.
John Bolton holding a trophy given to him by USAID in the shape of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to
I know what she's going to say. I'm going to let her say it because she's got a lot more beautiful eyes than mine.
see here, folks. So let's talk about Zune.
Wait, did she not say what? I thought she was going to say it.
In the shape of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. So
No. Shoe on head. What you're supposed to say is nothing says we want world peace like a holy hand grenade. Missed opportunity.
So let's talk about Zune Zaneo, shall we? Sit down. I love this story. Taken directly from Wikipedia, Zune Zaneo was an online social networking and microblogging service created by the United States Agency for International Development, aka USAID, and marketed to Cuban users. It was covertly developed as a long-term strategy to encourage Cuban youths to revolt against the nation's government. The developers aimed to use non-controversial content such as sports and music to build up subscribers and then to slowly introduce political messages through social bots to encourage dissent in an astroturfing initiative.
Why didn't I think of that? I should have built this up as a site about softball or something. Granted, I know nothing about softball whatsoever, but hi, this is the tired blogger. There was a softball last Tuesday. Overthrow your government. Okay, nobody's talking. Either I'm really fascinating you, or they've taken me down, or I'm boring the crap out of you. I'm not sure which. Oh, well, let's see what else the beautiful lady has to say. Let's skip ahead to this. Let's see what this is going to be. It's got to be good. Her lips are pursed.
USAID was running covert psyops all around the internet in order to combat populist misinformation about the government on Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and 4chan.
What makes me mad is they wouldn't hire me.
Though its internal justification was halting the flow of mis- and disinformation, it seemed particularly concerned with malinformation, a concept it defines as speech that is factually correct but misleading, i.e., bothersome truths the US government would prefer the public does not know.
Okay, let me pause it right there. Have any of you noticed that seems to be a lot of what the fact checkers did in the last 2 years? Have any of my liberal friends noticed that you come out after me with things that are often little more than just that? You can't really deny the facts of what I share, but it's still wrong. It's still bad. It's still misinformation. Okay, whatever. 9 people are listening. You must be actually listening. This is what I need to do. Instead of talking, I should have a beautiful brown-eyed girl talk to you about debunking USAID. Sasha, you're brilliant.
USAID suggests directing the public toward mainstream corporate sources of information and psychologically inoculating them against inconvenient facts that challenge US power by pre-bunking information before people see it. Pre-bunking includes discrediting the brand, the credibility, and reputation of those making false allegations. In other words, a state-directed attack against alternative media and critics of the US government. So basically, USAID was funding a bunch of dorks to go all around social media and be like, source? Every time someone criticizes the government. This is somehow more...
Why? I should have just lied and said I was all for Biden. I bet I could have made a living doing that. In the meanwhile, I'm going to share this to Twitter. Thank you, Sashi. Do. All right, how much time have I got? All right, at least 1 or 2 more minutes of this wonderful stuff. I think I'm in love with this woman.
Who know may have been funded by USAID. But who? Who among us? Who would be willing to unquestionably, enthusiastically suck establishment cock that hard?
For all the bad stuff America does around the world, USAID was just an organization that did a lot of nice things. Like it put a lot of money into efforts to help people in a variety of ways, like both materially and culturally. It's just like a nice way for the United States to have a positive presence around the world.
For the record, I do not actually believe Destiny is being funded by USAID. I just thought that transition was funny. I fucking love that quote though. USAID was just a nice organization that did a lot of nice things, like culturally help people around the world. Culturally help people? Why are we in the business of cultural imperialism? Why do we have to culturally enrich Latin America or the fucking Balkans? So not only are we the world police, but we are now the world HR department? No.
And also, I love the condescension of it. We're just assuming that we have the superior culture, so we need to make sure that we're funding all these things to spread our superior culture to all these inferior people. We can all tell, we've interacted with Sashi. He's surely an inferior person. I hope you take that the right way, Sashi. You know I love and respect you, and whoever condescends to you needs to be reprimanded. I'll put it that. I'll be nice. I'm being nice, YouTube. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm being nice. I'm playing nice. All right, one more thing, and then I'll move on to something else.
In this country, are you actually America first, or are you corpos and foreign countries first?
Yes.
I'm more than happy to work with you on good things to fix this country, but I don't think the establishment GOP is.
You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
First of all, Medicaid is for anyone who needs it, period. And second of all, 29-year-old guys? You mean your fucking voter base? You mean the very demographic that is shifting the entire country in your direction? Those guys? Yeah, we're just wasting so much money helping young men. Those greedy gamers just gobbling up all the tax money. Not massive tax cuts to corporations and the rich. Not all the money to the bloated military-industrial complex. No. Gamers. Young men who can't find a job, can't afford a house, can't afford college. Young men who can't build a family because of the society you created. Those guys, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and pay for their own Medicare. This care isn't for them. It's for women. What? Great to know both sides of the establishment fucking hate young men. Anyway, sorry.
And we wonder why they voted for Trump. Okay, that was beautiful, Sashi. I'm going to move on, but that was amazing. Something's going on with my chat. What's going on? Oh, there is chat going on. It's just that StreamYard doesn't want to show it to me. Очень интересно. That's cool. Okay, here we go. I finally got it. Okay, John Ponderero is saying 5x5. I believe he is on Rumble, I think. I don't know. Rumble's weird. Gorillas is listening, just busy. That's fine. Sashi says, just get Cassie on the screen and do a voiceover. I've really thought about that. John Pondereira, I'm not sure what song that is. You're my brown-eyed girl. And Jail Jeff B got me on in the background. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Sashi can't even afford a hat. I know. Man, thank you for sharing that, Sashi. That was fantastic. I am, however, going to move on because I want to get to a couple more things, and then I think I want to share some pointless and partisan things I found on Twitter, just to annoy my left-wing friends who've really never done me wrong. So one of the other things that my friend wanted me to look at, let me look at it, I shall look at it, is the Doge website. He was like, what will it, what does that thing look like? And what can we find on there? So let's just take a quick random click and see what we've got. Estimated savings are $160 billion. The amount saved per taxpayer is $993.79. We're working to upload all of our receipts. The contracts listed below have been posted publicly. Posting these things publicly is just wrong. It's just totally wrong. We should have no transparency in our government. Everyone knows a Democratic/Republican style of government has no place for transparency. Let's see, most savings. The Department of Health and Human Services. I know I read an article recently. I was tempted to look it up, but I didn't know enough to, it's not going to show it. Well, that's irritating. But they do have this. Okay, this is something. Contracts displaying 8,454 contract terminations, totaling $30 billion in savings. Now, what we hear is that this is all bad. This is all dangerous. These are hurting good people. I have no idea. This one is the Department of the Interior Family Endeavors Incorporated, Office of Refugee Resettlement Influx Care Facility. Influx Care Facility is up for 3,000 unaccompanied alien children. The contract provided facilities and full wraparound child care and case management services. So, like, if I was a liberal, this would be really bad PR. This sounds like something that we don't want to cut. So, but here's the deal. Let's try to be even keeled. They're saving 2 billion. What? Wait. 2 billion. Am I reading this right? 2,902,177,562 dollars. So a little less than 3 billion, which means that they still have a contract. They haven't canceled the whole thing, but they cut it from 3 billion to very roughly 420 million. So I wish they would give the explanation for why they cut it. So let's do a little research on our own. Family Endeavors Incorporated. Before I do that, I'm going to show how lazy I can be and just look down and see if anything explains anything down here. Okay, that's not explaining why that was cut. So we shall look it up ourselves. Since that was the biggest savings, I'm assuming that they must have been either doing something not spiffy or something. Let's see if we can figure it out. Family endeavors. Sounds like a wonderful thing. In fact, it sounds like something I would maybe even give to. So we have Family Endeavors, Inc., nonprofit data, reviews of family endeavors, and Influence Watch. It's a left of center social services organization based in San Antonio, Texas. View the federal spending activity in this profile page. Endeavor seeks to meet the needs of most underserved populations in our community. Yeah, this is not looking good, guys. They better have something cool to explain why they had to cut this. I mean, just saying. No, I don't want that. What I want is this. I want this. And I want that. I want to share the screen of the Zeus. All right, here we have ProPublica, Nonprofit Explorer Family Endeavors, Inc., tax exempt since November of 72. So this we have right here their filing. I don't know if this is going to help us or not. Briefly describe the organization's mission, endeavors as family programs, weaves creative ideas, which, you know what? I take it back. We want to defund creativity as much as we can. With measurable outcomes to build social and common good. Ultimately, we empower people. Okay, that had to have been a mistake because they're showing contributions and grants of 38 million. This year was 60 million. So I must have been misreading that, or that must have been typed out incorrectly, or this is complete balderdash. One of those three. Let us see here. So they've got contributions and grants. They've got a board of 8 people. Total number of individuals employed is 623. So they've got 38 million, 60 million. Hopefully not all that's going to the salaries of the 623 people. Don't know. They have, looks like $616,000 in investment income. Grants, they got $2 million in grants. Salaries, $25 million. So not quite half of what they're getting is going into salaries. I have seen worse, but that might be part of why they're being slashed. Maybe what we want is money going to the poor and not to, these board members. I wonder how much they make. That should be listed somewhere. Stephen Lefevre, not Johnny Fever, is the CFO. 6,000, 6 million, 43 million, disaster relief, mental health, 6 million, 5 million, veteran services, total program services expenses is 58 million. Oh, it's an interesting. Okay, so I'm probably boring the tears out of you people. Let's see if Family Endeavors Inc. comes up on anything on Brave. Should I be biased or unbiased? Let me know in the chat. Okay, John Ponrera says I'm good on Rumble too. Sashi says, all right, I have to go prepare lunch for work because I can't afford Chinese takeout. Indeed, have a good one at Sashi. I will quit boring you soon. I'm going to make the executive decision to be a little bit biased, but not entirely biased. I'm going to go to Brave. I'm going to look up Family Endeavors, Inc. Why did Doge cut them so sharply? Sweeping cuts. Elon Musk's Doge HHS ended $18 million contract. Nonprofit under investigation. San Antonio nonprofit targeted by Doge. Defends spending. Doge terminates. Why Elon Musk has Doge targeting a faith-based thing. Whistleblower's disclosure details how Doge may have taken sensitive labor data and hid its tracks. I'm sure that's accurate. What Elon Musk is really up to with Doge cuts. He's trying to turn back the clock to the regulation-free excesses of the Gilded Age. Doge also said agencies terminated 109 contracts with a ceiling value. Doge accuses Texas nonprofit of accepting government something. Family Endeavors is a left-of-center social services organization. The Doge takeover is worse than you think. Doge has failed to cut anywhere near what Trump Musk promised. Every Doge rumor we've fact-checked so far by Snopes. I'm going to go with this one, which might, who knows? Who knows whether this is good or bad? We shall see. This is NBC, so we shall see what we shall see. All righty. Doge accuses Texas nonprofit of accepting government funds to run vacant facility. NBC 15 News, Washington. The Department of Government Efficiency on Wednesday accused a Texas-based nonprofit of accepting $18 million in government funds monthly to operate a vacant facility. Here we have a photo. Hey, what the heck? I hope that these are all photos of the place. Yeah, looks empty to me. I mean, the article may be crap for all I know, but when I think right wing, I don't think NBC. So y'all let me know what you think. Endeavors writes via its website, it aims to restore dignity and improve the quality of life for the vulnerable people we serve through the benefits of our programs. That's also was in their application, their tax document there. The facility assists vulnerable people in crisis, which, if that's true, is actually really cool, with a specific emphasis on veterans. Doge wrote via X, the facility had received a contract with the Department of Health and Human Services in 2021, allowing it to receive millions in taxpayers' funds without oversight. I never really liked that word. As a result, Family Endeavors, I'm not signing up for your thing. I want to read it. Family Endeavors cash and portfolio of investments grew from $8.3 million in 2020 to $520.4 million in 2023. Since March of 2024, HHS has paid $18 million per month to keep the Pecos facility open despite sitting empty. With national licensed facility occupancy now below 20%, HHS was able to terminate this contract, saving taxpayers over $215 million annually. Here we have from the Doge web X page, a former ICE employee and Biden transition team member joined Family Endeavors in early 2021 and helped secure a sole source HHS contract for overflow housing from licensed care facilities. I'm not bothered that they got the money. What bothers me is they did nothing with the facility. That's crazy. I don't care if you're left or right. That's totally wasteful. If that is the truth, then I don't blame them. Attached to the post were images of the facility showing several stationary golf carts and a room full of tables and chairs. Responding to the allegations was the Department of Homeland Security, which tagged U.S. Attorney Ed Martin and asked, "Please investigate." Duly noted, Martin replied via X, "We are on it." Endeavors told the National News Desk via email Thursday it used the funds to maintain the facility to be ready for use at any time. "We operate with full transparency and accountability, consistently earning the highest ratings under the Federal Contractor Performance Assessment Reporting System," it wrote. "Any claims of corruption or mismanagement are baseless." The accusations come amid Doge's push to aggressively audit the U.S. government for efficient use of tax dollars. Doge head Elon Musk said this month his presidential advisory committee could eventually delete entire government agencies throughout this process. "I think we do need to delete entire agencies as opposed to leave part of them behind," he said. "It's kind of like leaving a weed. If you don't remove the roots of the weed, then it's easy for the weed to grow back. But if you remove the roots of the weed, it doesn't stop weeds from ever going back, but it makes it harder." So, maybe there's more to it. Maybe it was just empty that day they came to take photos. But it looks so clean and so pristine. It doesn't look to me like something that's actually being used. And look, I don't know about you, but I've been a part of plenty of corporate dog and pony shows. When bigwigs come around, you make it look like you're busy. You make it look like you're accomplishing a lot of stuff. So I don't mean to be mean here, but even if it was true that they had this one day when everything was empty or something, they're still idiots because they had to know, they had to at least have 24 hours or 8 hours of notice. I know from experience, you can get a lot done. You can put up a pretty dang good dog and pony show in 8 hours. That's one of the reasons why I quit watching Undercover Boss, because, it was always, we're going to announce it at the board meeting. And I guarantee you right after that board meeting, phone calls are going all the way down the line. And so they're pointing the CEO, we're going to point him to this guy because he's really hardworking and we're going to make up the story or even not make up a story. He's got a story to tell or whatever. I know how these things work. If they were too stupid to do that, then somebody's still pretty incompetent. Okay, so say we all. John Ponderero wants me to be biased. Well, I was moderately biased. I ignored quite a few of the, it's worse than you think and blah, blah, blah. Here, I'll be a little more fair. Let's look at something that, let's look at givefreely.com. Let's see what they say about it. If they will surely give a better accounting of it than that. And if not, then I'm going to give up all hope about it. What is Family Endeavors, Inc.? It's a nonprofit with significant presence in the Zavala Road zip code 78249. They provide a range of services to support vulnerable individuals and families in crisis, focusing particularly on migrant children and their sponsors. Their offerings encompass home studies, post-release services, and therapeutic interventions. The organization's mission is to empower individuals, families, and communities by offering comprehensive, effective, and innovative solutions. Family Endeavor services include migrant wellness services, parenting education, training, family, individual therapy, trafficking screenings, sheltering of migrant children and families at the border. Their workforce consists of 3,184 employees dedicated to making a difference. Here's my question. That facility that they were getting $18 million a month for, why do we compromise? Let's shut down that facility and we'll give you guys $10 million a month instead of $18 million a month. Just you give it to the poor instead of randomly renting a facility that you're evidently not doing a damn thing with. All right. What are the reviews and ratings of this charity? So the rating is 96%, 4 stars out of a 4-star rating. Family Endeavors has received a commendable 4-star rating from Charity Navigator, which is, I guess, this website. Yeah, like whatever. Reflecting its strong performance in accountability and financial management. I would beg to differ. If you're getting an $18 million a month grant and you're spending it on an empty facility, I would say your financial management is not the best. The organization demonstrates a high level of transparency with an independent board and robust financial oversight, which, if I was getting $18 a month, I would have a pretty robust financial oversight myself. It includes a perfect score in several metrics related to government and ethics. The organization also excels in... I'm really starting to feel stupid here. Am I the one that's stupid? Is it ethical to take $18 million a month and rent a facility and do nothing with it? Oh, this is wonderful. Here at the bottom, the mystery solved. This AI summary has been generated from information found on Charity Navigator and great nonprofits. So we know that this is true. We know that these are wonderful people. AI says so. I'm going to look at one more thing and then I'm going to give up and disgust. John Allman is the CEO of Family Endeavors, Inc. The CEO's salary at Family Endeavors is $696,123. So I will give him credit. He's not quite a millionaire. Quite. Their total compensation is $729,885. Here's their official website. What I'm going to do is look up John Allman. And I'm going to do that on Brave. And since you all asked me to be biased, I'll be biased. Oh, nope, that's not helpful. That can't be. Surely that's not the same guy. CEO. Wow. Okay, I let's see if I can share this or not. Let us see if we can share this or not. Hey, deleted scenes. He is lurking, and I know you were lurking before. You're doing a stream pretty soon. Dang it. I've got to get this done soon. Okay, I promise I'm just going to share a few more things and then I'm done. Share the screen of entire screen window. What will work? Let's do the entire screen. Hopefully nobody sends me any lewd messages while I'm sharing the entire screen. And I hope this works. Yes, it does. Okay. So on Brave, John Allman is the CEO of Family Endeavors Incorporated, a nonprofit organization based in San Antonio, Texas. The organization provides a range of services, blah, 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 blah. They're the most wonderful thing since sliced bread. And hopefully I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. For all I know, maybe he is a good guy. But Endeavors has faced some controversies. And to be fair, just about anything that's that successful is going to. And maybe it's legit and maybe it's not. Including concerns over its operations and contracts with government agencies. One notable issue involves a $530 million no-bid contract from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. That was not counted in any of the other articles that I was looking at. There was that was a no-bid contract to manage the influx of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border. Additionally, Endeavors received an $87 million contract from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in March 2021 to provide 1,239 beds and other services to migrants at the border. A watchdog report found that the ICE contract was not justified as a no-bid contract and that the agency did not adequately justify the need for the sole source contract to house migrant families. Andrew Lorenzen-Strait, a former ICE official and advisor to the Biden-Harris transition team, was Endeavor's senior director for migrant services and federal affairs until September of 2022. He was involved in securing these contracts for the organization. Lorenzen-Strait was later banned from future work with ICE after an investigation revealed he was not cleared to work on the $87 million ICE contract. These controversies have raised questions about the organization's practices and the transparency of its operations and contracts with government agencies. So, yes, this is a biased search. You can find, there are articles I did not read about how great this organization is and all the good that it's done. And I'm not going to take away from that. I hope, please God, I hope they actually did do some good. And I am glad that they didn't just totally shut it down if that's the case. But we don't need to keep paying $18 million a month for an empty facility. I'm sorry. They can sell it, give the money to the poor. They can rent it out or something. They can do something with it. It's an $18 million a month asset. That is terrible management of assets. Even if it's not unethical, it's outlandishly incompetent management. Yes, deleted is streaming later. Good evening, Matt Cheatwood. Hail and well met. Jeff B. surprised no FEMA funds were involved. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. This is the other thing that's baffling me. They had all these millions of refugees all this time. Why weren't they housing them here? I don't know. I'm baffled. There's something that's not. It might be on our side. It might be us doing something shifty, but something's not kosher about something here. Matt Cheatwood says abolish everything not explicitly codified in the Constitution. Amen. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I know that I've only dipped my toes into a very cursory, not even an investigation, just the short stream investigation of what they're saying was their most savings that they have received so far on any single contract, according to this website. I'm going to move on to the next topic and then share a few things from Twitter and call it a stream. I found out something very sad today. Or to me it is. I don't know what you guys will think. I don't know who else did, but when I was a kid, we watched a lot of Hee Haw. And I was just kind of looking through to see what was trending today, and I discovered Lulu Roman, popular Hee Haw comedian and gospel singer, has passed away at the age of 78. She was given a career boost by Buck Owens. She starred on the country music variety show while overcoming daunting obstacles along the way. Lulu Roman was the brash Hee Haw comedian and gospel singer. She delighted fans of the long-running country music variety show while turning her life around in the process. But she has passed away at age 78. She passed Wednesday in Bellingham, Washington. Her son, Damon Roman, told The Hollywood Reporter. She had moved there to be with him 7 months ago. No cause of death has been determined. Roman appeared on the first episode of CBS Hee Haw in June of 1969 and on the last one, with the show in syndication in June of 1993. Man, that lasted a long time. During its impressive run, she reinvented herself as a gospel singer, and she would release more than a dozen albums, perform in concert, and record with the likes of Dolly Parton. Says, watch here and have her sing and watch her sing Crazy. I would love to, but YouTube would ding me. Born Bertha Louise Habel in a home for unwed mothers on May 6 of 1946, Roman was dropped off at a Baptist facility for orphans in Dallas. A thyroid condition would cause her to be overweight, and she was never adopted. She said she developed a drug problem while attending W.W. Samuel High School, and after graduating in 1964, she made ends meet performing in a comedy act billed as Lulu Roman, the world's biggest go-go dancer, in nightclubs owned by Jack Ruby. Wow. Okay. She would become friends with country music superstar Buck Owens. He liked my sense of humor, she recalled in 2020. He told me once that he'd just sit and observe me. I said, Lord have mercy. He said it was really interesting. You're a master at quick wit. I wasn't sure what he was talking about, but I got hold of it later. With Owens set to star on Hee Haw, a country version of NBC's Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and may I add, Hee Haw was on quite a bit longer. I'm just pointing that out. That was going to serve as a summer replacement series for the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, and there was kind of a controversy about why that was canceled, but that's neither here nor there. He brought her to the attention of producers. They needed one boy next door, one fat, dumb man, one fat, dumb woman, Roman said in an interview last year. Buck said, I got your girl. She's in Dallas. I don't know if I'd take that as a compliment or not. She started out in background videos filmed for the Nashville-based show, then was given speaking roles in such popular segments as The Culhanes, where the family would be seated in a row on a couch and deliver deadpan jokes, Truck Stop, and The Jug Band. Oh, I love The Jug Band. From here to there, nothing can compare to Hee Haw's All Jug Band. The cast members would meet twice a year to record 13 weeks worth of Cornfield County shows each time. Roman left Hee Haw after she was arrested for drug possession in March of 71. I wasn't born yet. She said she used marijuana, speed, LSD, and meth, and received a 4-year sentence 10 months later. So much for a fair and speedy trial. However, she converted to Christianity in 1973 and was rehired, convincing the producers to allow her to sing. After I gave my heart to Jesus, the Lord started working on me and making me into quite a different person than when I started, she said. Roman starred in the 1978 to 79 spinoff series Hee Haw Honeys, which I don't remember, also featuring Misty Rowe and Kathy Lee Gifford. She also appeared in Corky, a movie about stock car racing, top-lined by Robert Blake, and an episode of The Love Boat, and Touched by an Angel. Roman released her first of more than a dozen albums in 1974. She received a Dove Award in 1985 for her LP You Were Loving Me, and recorded with Parton, George Jones, and others for an album of standards, At Last, in 2013. In 1999, she was inducted into the Country Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and her autobiography, This Is My Story, This Is My Song, was published in 2019. Her youngest son, Justin, passed away in October of 2017. This was her in 2023, and you know what? She lost a lot of weight. I'm not saying she became a supermodel, but she lost a lot of weight, which may be because she was sick. I don't know. Rowe paid tribute to Roman in a statement. We were as different as night and day, she said. Working together since 1972, we were the original Hee Haw Honeys and the original Cornfield Friends. Yet we would often squabble and then make up by saying, I love you, Lou. And she'd say, I love you too, sugar. Lulu was a gift in my life. She played my mother twice, and yet she was just 3 years older than me. We were gossipy girls, and now Lulu is my angel in heaven. I thank God for her time here on earth, and I know we will see her again in that big cornfield in the sky someday. So there it is. I know probably not a great big deal, but another person from my youth, the Hee Haw All Jug Band, has passed away. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Wow, a lot of people chatting. Chat. Matt Cheatwood, America is in the midst of collapse like so many cultures before us. He also says Hee Haw was hilarious. John Ponterero never missed it as a kid. I searched the whole world over and thought I'd found true love. You met another and you were gone. And Codis Fact Search, hail and well met. Another wonderful creator here. I haven't been promoting people very much today. I will do so at the end of the stream. Yes, all are well. And we're talking about just kind of randomy stuff. Some of it was important, some of it not so much. Some of it was tongue-in-cheek, and some of it was serious. But Matt Cheatwood, I believe so. I believe it was that Jack Ruby. So, yeah, I'd never known that myself. She worked for Jack Ruby. Gorilla Sensor Thought, that falls under the same kind of question, like, why did we send the USS Mercy, a 1,000-bed hospital ship, to New York, and they only used one bed and put all those people in nursing homes? Yeah, what about all that? What's up with that? So anyway, feel free to do your research on family endeavors. Let me know. Maybe Doge is still a bunch of big poop head, dodo head, dumb head nom-noms who are just out to hurt innocent people, but I think they might have had a fairly legitimate thing there. All right, here we go. Let's end the stream with pointless and partially partisan things that Curtis has found on Twitter. I still haven't figured out how to get it back into the dark mode. This just drives me crazy. But anyway, Elon Musk shared Doge designer. Doge is not dismantling the government. Doge is just removing the parts that never worked. Change my mind. I've already shared this one, but the Dalai Lama quietly cancels a scheduled meeting with JD Vance. I love this. I nearly used this as my thumbnail, and I kind of wish I had. Another one from Elon Musk. There's an old saying, if a hot girl texts you about crypto, block him. Poseidon. Lucky frickin' McGee action figure Pope Slayer. The Ayrshire separatist. Breaking news. Trump declares himself the new pope. No one knows more about poping than me. Breaking, the Vatican has made a bold choice. Let me know in the chat if you would vote for Mr. Bean for Pope. Sleeper candidate, Biden becomes Pope with mail-in ballots. Reaper Vance action figure. Egotastic fun time, the Orville. Me checking every single day for new Orville episodes like I will wait for 25th century excellence. Juanita Broderick. Psycho the beepist. Psychotherapist is one word. Damn it. One word. And here's somebody replying, I literally walked out of a therapy session because the therapist introduced himself as he/him. Screw this. Rothmus. Based. Breaking. Trump wins his 5th Easter egg hunt title. Calls kids total losers for not finding any. Kevin Sorbo, who made this? Walt Disney's Bambi. Man, if they made that live action Bambi, I just might watch it. That's pretty hardcore right there. This dude, name a villain who is 100% right. We have the Man from Falling Down, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I would at least say he was about 98.5% right. Matt Cheatwood, Mr. Bean for Pope? Nah. Black Adder for Pope? Hell yeah. Dark mode is in settings. Settings. If you were smart enough to know where settings were, oh, hey, here's settings. Settings. I have no idea. Monetization, premium, creator subscriptions, help center. I have no idea. Your account, maybe? Change your password, deactivate your... No, none of that. I don't see it. Display and languages. Nope, not there. Additional resources. Nope, not there. I have no idea. I won't make you suffer through this. So anyway, bookmarks. Hopefully I haven't gone to anything too embarrassing. Best economist ever. Be based like Milton Friedman. 1. Go to communist China. 2. Ask why workers on a construction site only use shovels. 3. Listen to their answering that they do this to maximize job creation. 4. Answer back to the communist official that they should use spoons instead. And 5. Live to tell the tale. Oh, Matt Cheatwood, it's under display and languages. Okay. Dark mode settings, display languages. A tired old man changing his settings. Tired blogging. Settings. And then he said, display and languages. Display. Under display. I do not see display and languages. I see nothing. Display and languages. No, that is not anything. Profile. No, nothing like that. I'll figure it out later, maybe. Maybe it's up here. Nope, it's not. back to the bookmarks and stuff. All right, Milton Friedman. Granny had, emphasis on had, two passions in life, LSD and ducks. Yeah, I think that was probably the last time she fed the ducks. Spoon! Oh, it's accessibility display and language. Accessibility display and language. I'm losing my mind. Accessibility. Display and languages. And then, is it accessibility again? And then display. Okay. Display. Air. And lights out. There we go. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Matt Chidwood. That was excellent. All right. All right. So, Inspiration TV, PJ, he's responding to Robert Kennedy Jr. Zane had profound autism, couldn't speak a single word. After hearing RFK Jr.'s speech, he found a way to respond.
His speech about autism. ITHINK, I think. R F K. I think RFK. UNDERSTANDSAUTISM. RFK understands autism. Ready? Let's go. A.
All right, let me pause it for a bit. Let me know if you can hear it. Sometimes when we try to share stuff on Twitter, YouTube doesn't like it. So let me know if you actually are hearing what they're saying. This gentleman is saying that he thinks that RFK understands autism. Just, saying. And let's see what else the young gentleman has to say.
N. D. W. A. N. T. S. T. O. H. E. L. P. RFK understands autism and wants to help. B. R. E. A. K. U. S. O. U. T. O. F. Wants to break us out of T. H. I. S. P. R. I. S. O. N. O. F. S. I. L. E. N. C. E. RFK understands autism and wants to help break us out of this prison of silence. Thanks for your take on this thing.
Now, I mean, make of that whatever you want. My son has autism, so that doesn't mean that I'm right, but it was pretty moving to me. Snortopoopas Cuber, everybody's favorite polar bear, shared, someone posted they just baked some synonym buns. I replied, you mean just like the ones Grandma used to make? Now I'm blocked. And then, lastly of all, Donald Trump, give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Deport a man and you will never have to feed him again. Trump 2020. So there it is. Pointless and partisan things that Curtis has found on Twitter. And now I'm going to call it a stream. But I will first say thank you to everyone and promote everyone and go on down my merry way. Ah, yes. Doobie doobie doo doo doo. So many wonderful people came, even though I had just a random weird thing. All right, so Rumble is working. Huzzah! Which is good, because eventually I will get around to figuring out how to do the tame stuff over here and the not tame stuff over there. Thank you very much, Connie Cleary, the faithful bird woman of YouTube. Please check out her channel and her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. Beautiful videos of birds with lovely soothing music. Those birds just give me a smile just every time I look at them. They're so cute and cuddly. They would probably just peck my eyes out, but they love Connie, so it's a beautiful thing. Check out her channel. Gorilla Censored Thoughts, please check out his channel. And as always, thank you very much for making my intro music for me. The gentleman here, he has some wonderful commentary. He does some watch parties, including the Waltons. And it's just kind of a fun community to be in. So check him out. He's going to be doing something. He's going to be doing something cool. And I'll think of it. I'll think of it soon. Actually, I'll come across it in chat, and then I'll think of it. Real Well Nation Gaming Clips. Howdy, howdy. Thank you for being here. And check out this wonderful gentleman. He has the gaming clips, so check those out, and you will enjoy them. Sashi, the man from the future, thank you for showing up and for your kind comments. You can find his Malaysian recipes on Mrs. Dadman Walking's channel. One of these days, I need to look some of them up and try to learn how to cook. Gorilla Censored Thoughts was censored again. Fletcher Williams, thank you very much. This gentleman has made great thumbnails for me. Has a wonderful channel describing what's going on in the world of Catholicism and Christianity. Wonderful human being here. Please check him out. Tell him the Tired Blogger sent you, and he will probably stare at you in confusion. Actually, probably not. He's a good guy. I just got to point out John Ponterero. He looks like Santa Claus, and he's John Ponterero. Babylon Bee has been on fire. Sashi shared an amazing article thingy-mabobby there. And also a YouTube video that was just incredible. Thank you very much. Sci-Fi Sith Dan, informative videos on this channel. Great lover of science fiction. Someday he will join the Sith and the dark side will rule the galaxy again. Jeff B, hail to thee, and thank you very much for the kind comments. Sashi's gone to lunch. Deleted Scenes is lurking. He is also going to be streaming. If he hasn't already, he's going to be streaming quite soon. So check him out if you wish. Having a senior moment, I should know what he's streaming about. Oh, the weekend stuff. All the stuff he's going to be doing from here till the next Wednesday. So check him out. I'll try to let you guys go soon so you can go and check him or Gorillas or Netters out. Matt Cheatwood, one of the smartest people I know and one of the best prepared when things hit the fan. Thank you very much for your comments and for being so strong about liberty. Abolish everything not explicitly codified in the Constitution. CODIS Fact Search. I hope you are well, and I thank you very much for your support and for all of the things that you share. Wonderful human being, and another person that when the crap hits the fan, this is going to be one of the people who's better off. Just saying. Oh, gorillas. Understands autism or has autism. That's just mean. But yet still more logical than saying that he severed a whale's head and drove it home. Jeff B, be safe and well. Thanks for the entertainment. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Top Secret tonight with Larry at 9 Central. Yes, I got to let you guys go soon. And deleted scenes. I love that. I wish I could steal his statement, but it's his. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy. This is how we win. And then he follows it up with his own video of birds. Oh, the poll. Thank you for reminding me, John Ponterero. See, this is why I need a producer. It looks as though England has fallen. We have 41% of you voted that my next topic should be that England has fallen. Then tied for 18% each, population decline, good or bad, and what do you want on the new channel? As last place, actually, second place is 24% is morality, an objective thing. So 17 votes. My math is not the best, but I'm assuming that 8 people probably voted for England has fallen, and 1 or 2 people voted for the others, and then like 4 people or so voted for morality being an objective thing. Something like that. Yeah, close enough. Good enough for the girls I date. End poll. I better write it down or I shall forget. England has fallen. Kind of a grim topic, and I have talked about it a little bit before, but I have a little more material to talk about it. I don't think that an election alone, I'm kind of wondering if an election will be enough to help America, but I am pretty certain that it won't be enough to help England. And who else? Coming attractions, 11:30, so it's right after Thursday Things. Okay, so there we go. So we have Gorilla Censored Thoughts doing Top Secret at 9 o'clock Central. We have Netter, I believe, doing her thing with Troy at 9 o'clock as well. And then at 11:30 Eastern, after Thursday Things, deleted scenes, coming attractions. And if I were monetized, I would just put up one of those videos for you guys to just go to. But anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Matt Chewood, England has fallen. Incorporates a wee bit of population decline and immigration as well. Indeed true. It has been said, life is pain, and anyone trying to tell you otherwise is trying to sell you something. And it is true. I'm trying to sell you something. I'm trying to sell you that I should be the next Sherlock Holmes. John Ponterero says United Kingdom is trying to dim the sun. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. But what I'm trying to sell you on actually is that Spinal Tap is the greatest rock band of all time. United Kingdom can't even tolerate free speech. Yeah, they're a travesty of what they were even 20 years ago. But I'm trying to sell you on the idea that you do not need big corporations or big governments telling you how to live your life. You're smart enough to run your life yourself. And I'm also trying to convince you that you're not going mad. They seem like it. But you're actually going sane in a world gone mad. And to quote my favorite superhero and John Ponterero, Spoon! I love all of you guys, and I hope to see you on one of those 3 streams later this evening. Have a good one.